Good morning, everyone. Leading change through habits. This was a concept which basically was born out of a small workshop. Dr. APHR, CEO of an incubation center, reached out to me and said, "Hey, don't you help in building habit forming products?" I said, "Yes." Can this be applied to organizations, peoples, my startup, and a lot of transformation that people go through? I said, potentially. Let's test this out. And that's how all of this started. In an ever changing world, habits can be an important tool to lead change. And here is why we need it. Organizations can have major transformation challenges. About 71% of the transformations are failed because they can't change easily. 73% of your employees will face stress when you are doing any major transformation in your company. 18% of your employees would look to quit or will quit. These are some challenging statistics for any business or any organization for that matter. Does this apply just to an organization? No. Think of a product. 77% is the churn rate for the new products, softwares, and apps. 63% of consumer customers will hop onto the next product if they don't like the change that you introduce. Lower engagement, and you will only capture your customers by doing continuous marketing. Marketing is good to get your customers, not to retain them. Process. 71% of the processes don't get executed properly because there's a challenge of change and consistency. OSHA, which is a safety organization, basically says that 65% of the people, right, in spite of safety standards, are at risk. Reason? They don't follow processes. In this world, we are not habited to change, but that's the habit we should be having. That's the problem most people face. I discovered this process or this framework very interestingly through two leaders. Now, the way the discovery worked was very simple. I joined a company where I was told resources are the biggest power, and I was mightily impressed. I had multiple offers, but my leader told me that we believe in people more than anything else. That impressed me a lot, and I joined the company. Turns out, this business was swinging like a pendulum, ups and downs and ups and downs, and he had just taken over. I was recruited as a product manager, and as a product manager, I was told, you need to introduce new products. You need to do amazing marketing. You need to equip your sales, the organization with the tools which will change the way the organization works. I said, great. I was given no money. I was given no resource. And interestingly, we didn't even have the products to sell. This was a mighty dilemma, and for the past 5 years, there was nothing. I was not the only person facing this challenge. The leaders who were leading the organization was facing the same challenges. And like me, I had multiple peers who were facing similar challenges. Mind you, my sales team was benched because they had nothing to sell. Now, through the day, we would progress towards the week with our best efforts. The action was make a plan, act on it as much as possible, do anything that takes you forward. The delta was to move ahead. The reward was anybody who basically did a positive change was appreciated. Investments were time, effort, and sweat. Turns out, in less than a year, I had built a massive funnel of products. I had introduced a product line within 5 months, and I had come up with a concept called partner and develop, where without a single penny, I went, partnered with organization, and scaled the businesses. And I discovered, I had a eureka moment at point of time, a model which worked. These two leaders, interestingly, led two habits. One leader basically was driving the entire business through fear. If you don't, this would happen. That was a negative stimulus. Okay. The other leader basically ran this through a concept called know what is the problem. So these were the two stimuluses which woke us up, Immediately after that, we had action points. These leaders will send out action points. We would kind of drive. There were actions taken. It could be mail, minutes of meetings, vendor meetings, product meetings, design, engineering work, and a lot more. This, when led to a smallest delta change, was being appreciated with awards and some token money, or public email appreciations. The best part was every single aspect could be recorded and put in a metric dashboard. And the investment we put in was our time, and the investment was looking at the metrics and saying, yes, I have done something at the beginning of the week. This loop carried on continuously. Throughout 53 weeks this ran, and the results were the business, a multi-million-dollar business, scaled up by 2 times. My business, which was very low, scaled up 10 times immediately and became one of the significant businesses. And the most important part, the business which didn't have a single product suddenly had about 9 new launches in less than 1.5 years. This came across as a wonderful model. This was a process implementation. This was done at every level. This model is called SARI model by Dr. Priyavan Sanyal. He's authored a book called The Power of Habit-Forming Products, and stimulus, action, trigger, and reward was the model he followed. The more famous model, which is the hooked model written by Neriel, I'd recommend both of these books are definitely a must read. There are similar examples how organizations have transformed, like Satya Nadella introduced Learn It All concept. You all remember when Microsoft wasn't doing that well in between. He took over, bought this concept, and apparently the cloud business grew by 800+%. That is the power of habit. Now, is this applicable just to organizations? No, it's also applicable to other parts of our life. Let's take products, for example. I'm fascinated by one of the best apps that I use, Instagram. It basically associates with one of your negative triggers. That's what most people think, at least. I think it's positive. This negative trigger is called boredom. Basically, you would click the app, immediately open it, and they would scroll through it, they would like things. So the stimulus was simple. It was boredom. The action was I open the app, I scroll through it, I like it. The reward was I like the things that my personal people like, right? The reward was if I share something, somebody likes my post, somebody likes what I do. And the recognition was I build my network, I build a customized experience for myself, right? And my memories are stored there. This was the investment. And this loop ran a couple of times and people got habituated. It is very inspiring to know most coaches today get their students, most institutes today, modern institutes today, get their students from Instagram. It's becoming a learning platform eventually. They learn, they like, they scroll. It turns out mind is looking for something new always. We don't use our mind to the fullest capability. And this habit of Instagram has created a significant portion of them who come there to learn, who come there to know what is new. In fashion, in AI, I was surprised. And a lot more. The other example I'd like to speak about, Instagram basically had over billions of users. It is ethically managed in such a way that beyond a time, this loop doesn't work. Similar products of habit-forming products, and one of the most successful examples, which in less than a few months had 1 million users, is ChatGPT. The first thing I wanted to do is, because I didn't have a validation, I went and asked ChatGPT, hey AI, are you a habit-forming product? It says, yes, apparently I could be. It was simple. Marketing and PR people led to know about ChatGPT. But interestingly, it is a habit-forming product because the stimulus was I want to take decisions. I want more information. I want more entertainment and I want to learn. And this tool was simply phenomenal to give that information. The action was simple. I go to the website, I type what I want. The reward, the variable reward is what? Getting precise information, getting summarized information, consolidation, and the information the way I want it. And the investment was learning more about the tool and the time. Once this loop ran for a couple of C-suite executives, turns out they were all reliant on this to take decisions. about how C-suite executives use this AI, and it's become a daily part of their routine. Before they go into any organized meeting, they put the information, they find out a way to inspire, they write their talks. They take the data collection and relevant examples of the industry to see whether it will go live or not. And some of them even prompt their decision making before they speak it out on their extensions. This is not just the power of AI, but also the power of habit forming, helping them taking right decisions every day, right? And this can be done at every level in an organization. During one of our workshops, I found that government of Karnataka is trying to do a lot for our farmers. There's a water crisis, which all of us know about. This problem can be solved through habit formation, and here is how. Dr. Alur Ashok is speaking about how millets would elevate over 1 million farmers in our country and build a healthy product which will impact the health of over 10 million people, not just in our country, across the world. He's doing that with a simple habit, which will solve our water crisis and build a healthy habit. The stimulus he's trying to create is, he's trying to create the demand by talking over television, newspapers, articles that millets are healthy products. By the way, millets consumes 1/10 of the water that rice consumes, which means it'll save 9/10 of the water for farmers. The action that they've taken is through farmer producer organizations. They're arranging for trainings, they're arranging for seeds, and they're ensuring all availability is there so farmers know about it and take the action. The reward is the multiple in incomes. Yes, demand supply will go up and down, but based on all the computation models, they understand millets will at least pay the farmers 2 times of what rice is producing with 1/10 of the water consumption. Through the government policies, they plan to introduce schemes and recognize initially people till those schemes are active through farmer producer organizations. This could lead to major saving in water, reduce water crisis, and solve this issue. Turns out they had these crops before and knew that this will consume lesser water. But by implementing a process which would be habit formation, they could potentially turn successful. Habits, right, can positively impact organizations, products, processes, and people. 5.8 times an organization leadership decision acceptance comes in if you bring in change through habit formation. Employee retention can improve up to 3.5x, and your marketing costs will be reduced. From a product standpoint, your customer lifetime value for the product significantly goes up. Adoption goes up by 2x, and the efficiency engagement increases by 3x. Processes, you will increase your efficiency and reduce risks based on OSHA. These kind of processes improvements can reduce the risk and make people's life safer by 35%. And people will easily transition to changes. Thank you.